All right, guys, 11.2, we're going to talk about area of circles and sectors. We just finished 11.1, which was over circumference and arc length. So there's going to definitely be some similarities here from in today's lesson compared to what we just got done doing. So our goals today are the first to use the formula for the area of a circle. We're going to find areas of sectors, which I just like to call pieces of the pie, and then we're going to use areas of sectors as well. So our formula for the area of a circle is going to be pi r squared. Now, a lot of people get confused when, or the formula is confused with the area of a circle versus the circumference. Okay, so circumference we just talked last class, which is 2 pi r, or you could have said pi d. Now, how do you keep these? How do you keep these separate? Well, area, in our area formula, we're finding something squared. We're finding square feet, square inches, and so this has a square in it. Okay, so let's go here and I'll apply these to example 1 here. It says find the area of a circle with radius of 2.5. So our area is going to equal pi r, which is going to be 2.5 in this case, squared. And so if we square 2.5, I believe when you square 2.5, you get 6.25. So this would be 6.25 pi. Okay, and this would be our exact answer. So we've talked about exact answers, and exact have pi in the answer, because as soon as we do this calculation in our calculator here, and we do 6.25 times pi, we're going to get a decimal in which we have to round out. So that's going to be 19.63. So area, area is going to equal 19. Oh, what was it again? 19.63. And we're in centimeters squared here. And again, this would be centimeters squared. So if the question asked to find the exact area, well, I think that would be our exact area because we are in terms of pi. We haven't rounded anything. This would be our approximated answer or our rounded answer. So depending on how the question was asked, I think either one of these could be the appropriate answer. Are they the same thing? Absolutely. Just kind of depends on how they want the answer. Okay. The next one says find the diameter of a circle with the radius of 113.1. So let's go ahead and, when the area is 113.1. So let's go ahead and plug this into our formula. We're going to get 113.1 equals pi r squared. Okay, and now if you notice, it says that we're trying to find the diameter, but we don't have a formula for the diameter. We're just using the r when we're finding area. So what we need to do is find the radius, and then what we'll just do is double it, because we know that 2 times the radius is the diameter. Okay, now how are we going to solve for r here? Hopefully we said divide by pi. Some people say, what's square root? But we need to divide by pi first. Okay, divide by pi on both sides. And so r squared is going to equal whatever 113.1 divided by pi is. And that's 36.00. That's basically 36, isn't it? So this is going to be 36. And then we can square root both sides to get r all by itself. And r here is going to equal 6. Now, we haven't solved the problem yet because they're asking for the diameter. And so then we just know that the diameter is going to be 12. Our label here would be 12 centimeters. Now, it's not 12 centimeters squared because we're not finding area. We found diameter, which is a linear measure. Okay, we will skip this one and move over here. It says find the radius. So we're looking for the radius of a circle when the area is 63 pi meters squared. Notice how we have pi in our answer here, or pi in the area. All right, 63 pi is completely different than just 63. Okay, it's 63 pi equals pi r squared. right? And now I need to solve for the radius. So just like the one up above, we're going to divide both sides by pi. And on both sides our pi's cancel. So here I'm going to get 63 equals r squared. And then to solve for r, we're going to square root both sides. And r is going to equal the square root of 63. Well, it's going to be 7 something, 7.94, we'll call it. 7.94. And this is the radius. It's going to be in meters. Okay, so that is the area of a circle using pi r squared. Now we're going to talk about a sector. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the sector is like a piece of the pie or piece of the pizza. So it's just the region between two radii and an arc of the circle. And so our formula is theta over 360. And again, theta is just our angle that we're referring to, equals the sector, the area of the sector, over the area of the circle. So again, if we look at our formula, I have theta, which is part of the circle, over 360, which is the entire degrees of the circle, equals the sector area, which is part of the area of the circle over the whole thing. Okay, so I've set up a proportion here. All right, so here it says find the areas of the sectors. I got a typo here. This should be formed by that angle. So it's kind of a two-part question. We need to find the sector area, or the area of the red part of the circle here, and then find the area of the blue part of the circle. So if I set up here, and if I find the red one here, theta here is going to be 70. So 70 over 360 equals the sector area, which we don't know. That's what we're finding. So I'm going to put an S there, over the area of the circle. Okay, and a common mistake here would just to put 8 here, or to put 8 pi, or to put 16 pi, or something like that. But we need to find the area of the circle. So if the radius is 8, then the area of the circle would be pi r squared, which is going to be 64 pi. Okay, so now solve the proportion. How do we solve proportions? Hopefully we all said cross multiply. So there's what I'm missing. So I'm going to go across from it, and then I'm going to multiply diagonally and divide horizontally. So I'm going to take 70 times 64 pi and hit enter, and then divide that by 360, and that gets me the sector area of 39.1. We are in inches here, so that'd be square inches. So that would be the sector area of the red part of the circle. And so now I can find the sector area of the blue part of the circle. And so if theta was 70 degrees here, well, we don't want 70 anymore, because that's not the part of the circle we're referring to. We're talking about the blue part of the circle. So our theta there is going to be 360 minus 70, which is going to be 290. So 290 over 360 equals the sector area over the entire area of the circle, which again is 64 pi. So again, there's my missing value, so I can cross multiply by multiplying diagonally. So 90 times 64 pi, hit enter, and divide that then by 360. Okay, and so this I made a mistake somehow. I wrote 290, but somehow the 2 got disappeared, got erased. So let's try this again. I knew that was right. I knew I made a mistake. Why? Because I know the blue part of the circle is going to be a lot more than the red part. If I look over here, 39.1 is the area of the red part, but when I did my calculation, only 50. So there's really not that much of a difference there, and so I knew I made a mistake, and for some reason, I don't know when or how, but that 2 got erased. So let's try this again. 290 times 64 pi. Hit enter, and then divide that by 3. Oops. Let's divide that by 360. Now, to me, I think that makes a lot more sense because this answer, which is the blue, is significantly more than the red. So I think that makes sense. We'll call that 161.97. 161.97. That was an area. This would be inches squared. And that would be the sector area for the blue part of the circle. Okay, and then the last one we're going to do here, it just says find the area of the circle. All right, now it appears that it's giving us the area of the sector. Okay, so I know the area of the sector. So if I use my formula, which is theta over 360 equals the area of the sector over the entire area of this circle, let's plug in what we know. All right, 40 degrees would be my theta, so I'm going to have 40 over 360 equals my sector area. Well, that's 35, and then I don't know the area, and that's actually what I'm solving, so I'm going to put area there. Okay, now let's just hypothetically say that what if they were asking us to find the radius? If this said find the radius of circle, well, we could do the same thing and plug in a here, but then whatever answer we got, we'd have to solve for the radius. But here it just says area, so let's go ahead and solve that. Cross multiply 360 times 35, hit enter, and divide by 40. And we get 315 even. So 315 square meters would be the area of the circle. And like I said before this problem, let's say they're asking us to find the radius. Well, now we could set 315 equal to pi r squared, and then solve for r. Okay, this problem's not asking us to do that, so we don't have to. All right, guys, so that is using the area or the formula for the area of a circle and the sector of a circle. Thanks for watching. We will do more of this stuff in class tomorrow, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.